to it. This is a work in progress with me, Nahens, and today I have a superstar. We have people that, you know, make the pots to make the things happen. People that are always in the studio showing us how it's done and sort of like representing and telling Namibian stories for what they are through music. I have Don KAMATI, a superstar. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you so much for coming. I really want to start with the fact that you are not going to perform for free.
You don't waste time.
The fact that you're not going to be performing for free. What's your take on it? Honestly, genuinely.
Okay, it's really not it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's really not that deep.
Yeah.
I mean, artists are service providers.
Yes.
Security guards,
Yes.
sound, stage. So I feel they should be remunerated.
Yeah.
Yes, that word.
Yeah.
So for me, the disrespect came from when the invitation came from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, and these are the people. These are the very people that are working on our arts policy.
Then we also consider money.
Yeah, you know, these are the people that call us for workshops, and they continuously tell us to take our art seriously. But yet they are inviting us for pro bono. For example, Ministry of Industrialization is not calling out catering companies to come do it for pro bono. So for me, it was really disrespectful, and I've seen a trend. You know, I mean. I don't recall a World Music Day where they've ever paid artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, last year we lost Dr. Hagegengo.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to tell me there was nobody in that meeting or in that board that said like, or thought out loud like, oh, don't you think we should pay my name?
Yeah.
Or...
What do you think is it though that, you know, as artists are like the last thought, like, oh yeah, there needs to be entertainment. Let's call them for promotion. Like, is it? I don't even know if it's marketing. Like, who you are marketing to the audience that is there, or what is it? Like, what's the thought process? Do you think?
I think number one, basically, we have the wrong people that's representing us. Let's be honest, you know, because if you were really to put it on the table now and to say, okay, these guys were planning a whole event, and they thought about paying for security guards. They thought about renting the venue.
Yeah.
They thought about the catering company and the people that are really coming to make it happen. For example, I cannot go to Andrew on the beat and be like, yo, Andrew, please give me that one beat for free and record for me for free and master and mix for free because I want to commemorate my president. No, Andrew has the lights. He has to keep his lights on. He has Andrew has kids.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like artists in this country are like an afterthought.
Yeah, it's like when you say you are artist, it's like you are close to being unemployed.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like, for example, like we have models, we have the wrong people representing us.
I guess.
Have you ever went in Mr. Price or Style and ever thought like you're looking around, like it's just all South African models, and then you ask yourself, man, I know what is wrong with our models.
Yeah.
You know, so the people that are representing us already at the border, they're supposed to set policies already. Like, okay, Mr. Price is coming, we want our own models.
Yes.
Or if their argument is that Namibian don't have qualified models, then the people that are representing.
But you can also qualify the people. That's the thing.
Mr. Price may start initiatives that can groom models.
You can qualify the people if you deem them unqualified.
Yes. So for me, the point is the people that are representing us are either playing offside, or they are also maybe just eating.
Or we just don't really put some respect on arts and what it is, because at the same time, people are entertained on TikTok. People are entertained using Namibian music, using Namibian creatives, watching music videos. They are entertained, but the people that do the entertainment to happen are not respected.
It's very sad, you know.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very sad.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it's like these are people with kids. These are people that take out study loans to study. You know, imagine I'm at Focus FM and I deal with most of the interns that come that come from the College of the Arts, and most of those kids, they don't know the practical. They just passed. They just graduated, but they don't know how to take the things on hands on. Yeah. So it's quite sad.
Okay, I want to talk about music. When did music come about? Have you always been like that person that's interested in music, or who did you first hear and be like, you know what, I want to be like that person?
Yeah, growing up, my grandfather, I have a twin brother.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's so cool.
Shout out to the Jonas. So my mom left to Sweden, and my grandmother and my grandfather raised us. So they are very they are very rooted, Christian rooted. So every time they take us to church, my grandfather was like the head of the choir. So he would come back and.
You guys headed up.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, man.
Yeah, all the time, every day. So my grandfather would give me the radio. Back in the day, we used to use cassettes.
Yeah.
So my job was to record the choir.
Okay.
Yeah. So my only job was just to press, record.
So that's it.
As a producer back in the day.
Yeah.
So my mom came back. We came to Windhoek, grade 5. My mom somehow saw that these kids are probably special or something.
Yeah.
So she took us to auditions at a program run by Childline Lifeline. Funded by UNICEF and UNESCO. So they were looking for kids to groom to become radio presenters.
Okay.
So our job was to create these programs by ourselves. So at a very young age, I was already introduced to the Adobe auditions.
Yeah.
So by grade 5, I was already like the cool kid in school.
Literally. Imagine did you get into Lifeline?
Yeah. So I was there for close to 8 years. I graduated from Childline grade 12.
Yeah.
So after grade 12, I applied for the College of the Arts. They didn't take me for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. God finally just found me and put me into Base FM.
So you said,
I didn't have to go through the whole system and whatnot.
Yeah.
So my first job was at Base FM. I was an audio producer there.
So you didn't study?
No.
Crazy.
Yeah, I didn't study for it. Yeah, but my voice was already groomed.
Yes.
Already from I used to do. Yeah, I imagine I used to do jingles when I was grade 8.
Yeah.
Probably brought to you by NTC, So all those, the whole time that I didn't know it, but I was grooming my voice for a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
So music fell in the picture around grade 9. I got my first song on Base FM #1. So I was also famous in high school. So it was very hard for me to get out of, finish high school, and like my dad wanted me to become a doctor.
Oh wait, so he was training, you were pressing the thing, and then he somehow thought you were going to do medicine.
God did the things, I went to Base FM.
Yeah.
From Base FM, I went to Touch FM.
Yeah.
Touch FM, I went to Buzzfire Radio, now I'm at Focus FM. So everything's just moving.
Apart from broadcasting, we're going to talk about broadcasting now, the radio and everything. With music, do you remember your first time in the musical studio?
Yes.
Or writing something?
Yes.
Do you remember how was that?
Okay, my first song I recorded was very funny. Back in the day, the facilities and let's just say it was expensive.
Yeah.
Or the means were just not there.
Yeah.
So I had a TV game, a little TV game.
Yeah.
TV game. Once you put the TV game on, there's that beat that's playing behind.
Yeah.
So I took my little recorder, so while the beat is playing on the TV game, I record and then I just start rapping. So I had my first, demo on a cassette tape. Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and then my first, semi-professional time where I felt like, this is the closest I'm gonna come to a professional studio. Was when I was grade 9. My friend Roy King, he's in Portugal now. He had a small, let me not say like a fossil fuel studio, #laptop that's just hanging in the bathroom.
You went from the
So then we were in the shower, the laptop was there, we're recording on the laptop mic, we did something.
So crazy, the ambition, guys.
Yeah. So from there, we leveled up a little bit. We ended up selling some of our Christmas presents and whatnot. We bought a proper mic, grade 9. I remember.
And you guys were small,
Yeah, we were really young. But we kind of looked like my twin brother was managing 4x4 when he was grade 11. And mind you, 4x4 didn't know that this boy was actually in high school. So he's a promoter now. He has a show on NBC, a cooking show.
Yeah.
He's a DJ and a chef. So I think everything just falls into place once the passion somehow just drives you to where you need to be, and things fall into place. Yeah.
So, because you are media all round, I think growing up until where it is now, what do you think of our music industry right now? Because I don't know who you'd compare it to. Which industry, like what country do you think like they're really doing their big one and we should sort of like be following?
If Namibia would take an example, I would say you can take a good example from Zambian music.
Okay.
Yeah, Zambian music it's original music.
Yeah.
It's originally Zambian.
Yeah.
Understand? I'm not saying that Namibian music is not originally.
Oh no,
Namibian.
I'm saying Namibian music is not originally Namibian.
we cut a lot.
We don't have a distinct sound. Yeah.
Yes. Even in the dancehall that I do, I mean, okay. What is music? Music carries heritage. It carries heritage and it carries culture. At the end of the day, once I sing in Oshibambo, I'm preserving the culture and the heritage of Namibia.
I think we missed, most of the artists are missing that whole part. Yeah.
So the best example I would say we can take from is Zambia. Remember, Zambian music kind of died.
And it did.
It started with the Robertos and the JKs and the Shaiman Shaizo.
Yeah.
And then after those guys kind of just went dead. Now we saw from 2023, 2024, we see the Yo Maps, we see the other guys that are
coming on.
Shout out to
Yo Maps,
yeah. So the only thing that I feel like we can do differently is maybe just sing more in our native languages, which I'm also trying to adapt now, because it's very important, to carry our look. I don't look at myself as doing local music. I package my music in a format where I can put it on an international shelf.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset I feel we should all have, because.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Devil's advocate.
To say, you have to have a selling factor. You know how people want to sell to an international market and they think Afrobeats, sounding Afrobeat kind of like sells to the Nigerian market and the South African market. Sounding Amapiano can sell to the South African market. Like that.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Because as much as we want to sing our traditions and where we come from, Namibia, the population is small, so only so many people can listen to you.
Yes. I totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
To a sense of like, okay, I'm only going to reference myself. Because I remember when I was coming up and when I was starting to do the Afro dancehall vibes at a very young, at the early stage before we even did the songs that people are really familiar to when we talk about Don KAMATI. I had to dare to be different.
Okay.
Yes, and I feel daring to be different, you stand out. Instead of you doing the Amapiano or that everybody's saying Aibo, you can say Etse. That's the slang that we are.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
It's a slang that everybody's familiar to,
Yeah.
and it doesn't take you. Nobody's forcing you to sing the whole song in Oshibambo.
Yes.
Just make the Oshibambo sound like it can be. Put on an international shelf.
Yeah. How long do you think it's gonna take us to figure out our sound? Because right now we are copying, we have like a copy of like Amapiano, then we have a copy of like hip hop, then we have like a copy of like Afrobeats. Like we're everywhere else but here. Wow.
I mean, we're not completely lost. I should say that during Corona, it's so weird every time I say this out loud. And people are like, "What? You're crazy." It's like during Corona was one of my best years of being a musician.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know how it played into role, but it was just, or maybe people was just so concentrated that they could listen to music for what it really is.
Okay.
Do you know, sometimes you find yourself listening to a song, not because it's good, just because your friend annoys you with this song, and you're
like, you know what?
Like, you know what?
I give up. Let me listen.
Let me just listen to this
you
song.
were playing it all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a difference between. I'm not saying this in a bad. Please don't come for me.
Yeah.
There's a difference between artists, musicians, and people that are doing music because they're popular.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of Namibian musicians. I'm not coming for anybody.
We have a lot of Namibian musicians that are.
They're not really musicians. I'm not the class captain or the head boy of saying, this person is a musician.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. Some
No,
people
we
are
see
really,
it. We see
some
it.
people are just popular. They just have the numbers
Yeah.
to push the music.
It's that influence, I think, but it's everywhere. Where if you have the numbers, you think you can act, or you think you can sing, or you can
box.
Yeah. So it's an actual thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So somehow, there's that mediocre and manipulation when it comes to the side of the industry and where we expect growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not saying, don't go to the studio and don't do your thing, but let's respect art for what it is, man. Let's give credit to where it's due. There's a lot of Namibian musicians and emerging artists, like, they weren't here. I mean, back in the day, we would say, name your top 5. Well, we know who the number 1, the second, and the third.
Yeah.
But now, things have changed now, man. It's like, hey, this summer 2000s, they're coming through.
What about COVID? Why was it your favorite time to be a musician?
I don't know, I don't know whether...
Is it because people are sitting down?
Yes, people were more conscious and they had time. They were more selective of what they listened to.
Yeah.
It wasn't the influence of me going to a club, now this DJ, because he's affiliated to who, or because this song, the DJ probably doesn't even like the song. He just knows that once I play this song, the crowd is going to go crazy. Yeah. And now you don't want to be the only one in the crowd that's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there's that element to music, and it's wonderful. Like, for example, if you look at TikTok now, there's this guy, shout out to Dynamite.
Yeah.
That guy is really pushing, you understand?
I think, like, he's prime example that we can have our sound where people will enjoy it, because people are making videos to his sound.
It looks mediocre, but this homeboy is really pulling it off, with his vibes.
Yeah. No. Like, if TikTok had paid in Namibia, he would be getting his money.
Definitely.
Literally, his sound is going viral, I would say. Okay, from sound to the business side of music. Are artists making money? That's the question I want to ask.
Depends who you ask.
I'm asking Don KAMATI. Are artists making money?
Look, as an artist, you have to understand that beyond the art, beyond you being on the mic and you, there's a very thin line between the industry and the music business. So once you learn how to balance it, you will see the money. For example, there are so many means of making money when you have a voice, when you have an influence. For example, a lot of people don't know that I'm the voice behind a lot of adverts, and I haven't really been advocating for that. People know Don KAMATI, they don't know proudly brought to you by MTC. They don't know that voice. And that is where the money is. Voiceover artists, people are familiar to your voice. Once you put it on an ad, look what KP Ellis is doing. And those are prime examples that we can take off. A lot of artists don't even want to go as far as getting jobs. Like,
but do you know what my conversation is? My conversation is the fact that why, if you are a musician, NASCAM, why it's not making sure that people are getting paid?
Okay, let's be honest.
Off of just being a musician.
Look,
because is it not possible? Do you think it's impossible?
NASCAM, and I've said it before, and with all due respect, if it's just I don't want the criminal record this year, I would have burned that building down. NASCAM is a useless organization. It's just there. For example, let me just give you an example. These people, they are not for us.
You think so?
No. Look, I was in the north. I came back to. I was gone out of Windhoek for quite 2 years. And I came back.
You're operating in the north.
Yeah, operating in the north. And then I came back 2023. While I was in the north, I usually come back, do my gigs, do my videos, do my media runs, go back to the north. And then it came to my attention, like, why must I go to Windhoek to go submit my music if we have a NASCAM office here in the north? So I went to the NASCAM office. What I found there, it will disturb you. If you're an artist, then you'll just get pissed. I found 2 memes there. They are plaiting their hairs. And I'm looking at this building. It looks like a... Well, I don't want to swear. So I'm asking myself, why? This is our money.
So what you are saying is that as a Namibian artist, whether you are upcoming or in the industry, don't even look to NASCAM to say it's representing you.
It's not as deep as it is, man.
But it's supposed to be as deep because if we look at South African artists, they are making money with their musical representation. They are getting paid out.
I want to ask you a question. I know
Yeah.
you're here to ask me a question,
Yes.
but let me ask you.
Yeah.
How much do you think SAS in South Africa they have SASA?
SARS.
Yeah, SAS or something.
Yeah.
How much do you think SAS gives out annually to Namibia?
Not a lot, but that's because a lot of Namibian music is not popular in South Africa. But if it's the other way around, to say how much do they get their money that's for the music that's being played
from
here?
Namibia?
Probably a bag.
More than a lot of Namibian
Probably
artists.
a bag, yeah.
More than 80% of the artists.
Yeah.
I'm saying 90%.
Yeah. Probably a good bag.
That is where the problem comes in, and where I say these people are not serious. We're in 2025, and I have to go to NASCAR with a CD. I have to go submit my music with a CD.
Crazy.
Now for me, I have to find out which China top shop is selling a CD, or where can CDs are like fossil fuels.
Yeah. And they're dying out, hey?
They're dying out.
They're dying out because we don't have these DVDs anymore to play the music on the CD.
Now we have a NASCAM also in Katima, a useless office that's just there wasting our money.
Yeah.
Look, close down all the offices in NASCAM.
Yeah.
We have one centralized head office in
That's
Wonju.
actually working.
Yes. And we, look, we're in 2025. Who submits music through CDs anymore? Create an online platform, and this is where the problem comes in. I said it 3 years ago, 4 years ago. People thought I was crazy. Some artists even came for me. Look, NASCAM had Mr. John Marks. He's been there for 2020.
Yeah.
He's been there for 25 years.
Yes.
Imagine, he's been there CEO for 25 years. Now you want to tell me nobody in the boardroom when they're having meetings can think outside the box, saying, Mara, Tate Max and way.
What is happening?
Are you the Robert Mugabe of NASCAM, or you don't want to leave office, or what?
Yeah.
We don't want to make these changes. Why?
But am I blaming NASCAM, or are we blaming the artists also? Because NASCAM, what they have always said is that artists don't do their submissions on time, or their artists don't have their copyrights in order of who wrote the song and what and what. Who are we blaming?
We're blaming NASCAM.
Chill.
I've been a member of NASCAM for close to 14 years.
Yeah.
Not once they have my cell phone number. Not once did they call me Mr. Don Kamati. They have my email address. Not even a newsletter, daily update or anything.
Yeah.
I applaud them now because they're having a new CEO.
Yeah.
But that was after they've seen like the outrage of people. Like, we want to see young people in power. We want to see young people, like, for example, the Ministry of ITC now, we have, what's her name?
Emma.
You see now how things are moving. Emma is about to introduce the YouTube monetization and whatnot.
Yeah.
We need people that can think, not Mr. John Marks who doesn't know what is with those things.
Yeah.
You know, all due respect to him, but he had to go in order for us to see change.
Okay. And then NASCAM, you're saying voice over artist works. It pays.
It pays.
Okay, what else as an artist can you monetize?
Look, you have to look outside the box. Not all the time you have to be jumping on stage and doing all those silly things. Yeah. So you can influence. You know, sometimes I just pull up there at the established club or a club or a place that's establishment that's struggling. I do my appearance. I make my money. I go. You can do so much.
Yeah.
You can promote. You know, you can just go to what is this new chips that's doing the things now, like NAM style chips. Tell them, let me do a 3-minute video for you guys, and yo, give me this bag and whatnot. So most artists are afraid to do work that is outside their comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not always, and a lot of artists are so ignorant. In like, bro, you need a job. You need a job.
At some point
you're gonna need a job.
you need something to pay for your passion until your passion starts paying, hey?
Yeah, these bars are not gonna pay us like that.
And then broadcasting, you have been in radio for as long as you can remember.
For the longest time.
What do you think, like, I was speaking to somebody and I was like, I don't mind if we don't have a lot of what do you think, like, radio station, the importance of radio for music in general in Namibia? Like, do you think radio is doing its part in terms of
shout out to the radio stations, all of them. I love them. They've been a very fundamental role in me cementing myself in the industry. But it's also not that deep, because look, ask yourself, why are the songs that's bumping in the hood not the ones that are bumping on radio? You see?
Yeah.
So it's not always the guys with the numbers.
Maybe it's the regulations.
It's not a kind.
Okay.
Okay, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
But because I can go. There are some artists, for example, Drew.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you know Drew from Local Sound. I saw one of his podcasts and he was like, I've never took my songs or videos to NBC or to any radio station, but I'm booked everywhere. You see?
Crazy.
So there are always different dynamics and whatnot.
Now, what are the changes that we should make?
Just there to be.
Because you're on Focus, right?
Yes, I'm at Focus.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying don't go to the radio stations, but don't make it your number one priority. Be that artist that has options.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Look, if the radios don't look, not all the radios. For example, ask yourself. Look, the radios have different demographics. Ask yourself why Radio Wave plays the type of music they play. You will never find Dick and Jaffa playing on Radio Wave, because they are looking for a certain demographic and whatnot. So that we have to respect. So sometimes you find artists that don't understand where they belong, you know.
Yeah.
They take their Kwaito song to a radio station. It's not bumping Kwaito like that. And then they come back thinking like, oh, these radios, they don't love me.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, you have to somehow navigate your way through and see who and where is my crowd and whatnot. So,
but you know, an artist like, I don't think that artists that actually like musicians, they look far into like marketing and doing that for music. Like, it's a challenge. Like, if somebody can do the music, they find it hard to market the music because they are so good at what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo.
So is it not the radio's responsibility then to steer, or you guys' responsibility, people that are 1 foot in the music industry but also 1 foot within the media broadcasting space? Like, why are you guys not doing workshops on how to teach?
Okay. I host a show called the Bolt Local Music Countdown.
Yeah.
It's sponsored by Hennes and Eve, right? Yango Partners.
Yeah.
So those are one of the initiatives that I'm personally taking, like, as an initiative. You know, look, I don't want to go down as an artist that was once here, said, oh, break it down, twerk now, it's no longer. With that? Oh. What was I saying?
You're saying you don't want to go down as an artist that...
Yeah. Look, ask yourself now, how many artists do we have here that, like, not emerging, established artists or established people in the creative aspect? And ask yourself, wow, these people are doing so good, you know. But then there's this question, how many people have they groomed? How many people have they groomed to make sure that, like, the next generation of whoever is coming to fill in their shoes is sorted?
Yeah.
I can't really name a lot of people that have done that. I can name one lady, what's her name? The lighting complexion lady, Cutie. What's her name? Ilka Platz.
Oh, Ilka Platz, yeah.
Ilka Platz.
Yeah.
That's one example that we can say, wow, this lady even had interns that came through.
She does.
Like,
she actually, like,
she came, God forbid she dies today, and then
she has contributed.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many people can we say, like, yo, there's that guy, he's put on who. So I really feel like, from my side as Don KAMATI, and that is why I stood out in 2020 during Corona. I feel like once you are people orientated and you have you ever seen those friends that they count favors?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
You see? So once you're able to help people, you know, in their craft and just leave it there, you know, that's the great thing, you know. Sometimes artists expect so much from people that they're getting help from, like, oh, yeah, I made you, bro. I made you. Made me how if you just introduced me to Knowledge Kati, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to talk a lot more about even the numbers and everything, but my producer is saying that the time is up and But thank you so much for coming through. This was a good conversation. Hopefully artists, you guys are watching and you can learn a thing or two, because I feel like he gave away a lot of, like, good points. Where can people catch you? Can people DM you, like, if they are struggling with their music?
Yeah, most of as for Don KAMATI, feel free to hit me up on all social media platforms if you need mentoring, or if you need to submit your songs to radio, or if you just want help to get your things done. I'm not gonna bite. Feel free. Just do it at the working hours, so we can.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming through, and I'll be right back. Right back.